on to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Wednesday afternoon to you all. Happy, England game day. Obviously, England played tonight versus Argentina. But in this video, we are talking about Spurs club captain Cristian Romero, soon to be leaving Spurs. So I'm looking at something from Cristian Romero. And also talks surrounding Djed Spence with Spurs and Inter Milan. Plenty to get into and talk about. Not going to waste your time. Let's not dilly-dally. Let's get in. And they kind of coincide with one another, which is quite weird. Because Cristian Romero, yesterday, not long before the game, put an exclusive that Cristian Romero is to leave Tottenham this summer. Inter held talks with Spurs over recent days. Now, it's not surprising. We know Inter are interested. We know Barca are interested. We know Atletico Madrid are interested. Now, this is the weird one. Romero has been offered as an option during talks for Djed Spence. Inter are keen, but costs are very high. Now, obviously, Dumfries has gone to Real Madrid. So, obviously, Inter need a right back. Spence is going to get some good minutes, right? Romero being linked to Inter Milan, obviously, he knows Italy. There's no shock there. But Romero has been offered as option during talks with Djed Spence. Well, not in a harsh way, but what the hell does that mean? Is it Spurs are saying, instead of Djed Spence, you can have Cristian Romero? Now, Spurs supposedly value Romero around 50 million, right? I think it'll be in around 50 to 60 million. It might be 50 rate, rising to 60. It's been a fall off from where he was a couple of years ago when Spurs were wanting over 100 million to where he is now. Obviously he plays tonight. It could be the end of his international season for the season, if you know what I mean. Obviously he could be going on to play on the 18th that the World Cup final was, 18th and 19th, where it's Saturday or Sunday, whatever it might be. But yes, in terms of Spence, I think, look, there's talk around Spurs wanting 30 odd million. I think Spurs probably want more than that, homegrown, things like that. I do think I don't really get it personally from Spurs' side of things. We get to a point where we get two sets of fullbacks, and as soon as we do, Spurs do the absolute brain dead thing of letting one go. Now, look, if the money's great, then obviously that's a conversation to be had. But the report comes out earlier from Fabrizio Romano saying that Inter remain in talks with Djed Spence, and they see him as the top target for their right wing back position. Spurs valuation higher than Inter's expectations, but talks are ongoing. The player would be open to the move. Obviously, a player would be open to the move. He's going to get regular Champions League football from a good side as well. But I just don't get it personally. I don't get it. But anyway, let's have a look. Let's wait and see on this situation. But I don't personally get it. I think it would be, unless the money's great, I really think this would be a very, very stupid decision. Spurs can't go out and sign 9 players and expect them all to gel in one, in a month or two. Look what happened when we sold Bell. We signed 7 players. It took forever for anything to gel, right? Spurs having signed 6 players already, granted, 1 as a backup goalkeeper. Spurs are looking at 3 more attackers. I just think, do you know what? Sign their 3 attackers. You've basically brought in 9 players, 8 of which are outfielders. Let's maybe have some continuity. Yes, I know Spurs weren't great last year, but let's have some continuity. Summer after, you clear out a bit more, you add a bit more in, and you go from there. You can't fix everything this one summer. Spence has been dependable. Not saying he's the world's greatest fullback, but he's been dependable. You have probably the best fullback in the league, in the world right now. And Pedro Porro is fantastic. He's been brilliant. Djed Spence is the guy right behind him. That's not a bad bloody combo. It's not a bad combo. Robbo and Udogie at left back, that's pretty solid. So, look, let's wait and see on this. Hopefully, if Spurs are going to sell, it's big money. Let me know your thoughts down below on Romero and Spence, maybe to Inter, both of them. Let me know down below. I'll speak to you all very soon. Take care. Peace.